I spent over 300 hours editing with Premiere Pro's AI. I'm going to condense the knowledge I gained over these hundreds of hours that I've used Premiere Pro AI for and compile it all into this video. Now, first of all, I just want to get it out of the way that I am not going to touch Firefly in this video. So I'm only going to focus on the features that are actually in the Adobe software. Instead of paying for Firefly or all these other tools, which you can, I'd probably recommend it if you like to use AI tools, what you can also do is open up the text window panel, and there's a little trick because no one really shows you this, right? Over here, you have this funnel icon. So when you click on it, you can actually click on pauses, and this is going to select every single pause in the video that you have transcribed. And then what you can do is click on the delete button and delete all. And as you can see, this went from a 10.5-minute video to a 4-minute video. We actually cut out 60% of the video for free. This is a tool that nobody will show you, and it is so worth it. This goes out to anyone who works with multiple cameras or multiple microphones. You want to synchronize everything. And why zoom in and do all this manually when you could simply select everything, right click it, and scroll down here to synchronize. When you click on synchronize, basically you can choose the audio track channel that it will synchronize to. And so all you got to do is click on OK, and you'll have a process which takes place that synchronizes both of these audios. And as you can see, both of the tracks are synchronized. But we can remove one of these audio tracks because we don't need it. And next up, we want to polish this audio. So again, another AI feature we have right now is enhanced speech, which you can do by going to an external website, dragging it in, downloading your clip, yada, yada, yada. But why do that when you can just go to Window and open Essential Sound? And then if you have your audio selected, you can see there's an enhanced speech label down here, which you have to enable, and then you can enhance your speech with AI. Now, depending on how bad your audio is, this is where you might want to play around with it. If you're in a very windy location or a loud concert, you might want to enhance your speech by a lot. But if you're just at a podcast studio and you just want to increase the audio slightly, then don't do it by a lot. Do it by literally less than one for the most case. So now that the audio is enhanced, what we're going to do up here is go up to effects. And again, if you don't see any windows that I'm showing you, simply click on window on the top, and you have all of my workspace panels that I'm working with right here. So for this case, you just want to make sure there's a check mark next to effects, and find it, open it up, and type in Lummetric Color. Then what we're going to do is click and hold to drag it onto a video layer, close all these other effects for now, and we see we have Lummetric Color right here. So under Lummetric Color, under Input LUT, we're going to click on Auto. Basically, as you see, it auto color corrected the entire video with AI. Now, if I were you, I'd still touch this up, but this is just a good point to start with if you don't know what you're doing at all. Plus, it's a huge time saver. Now, by the way, you can also open up the Lummetric Color panel, and down here you can see there's another auto button if you don't want to use this Lummetric Color effect. And this is exactly why you need to watch this video, because there's going to be so many of these tips throughout the video. You will save hundreds of, if not thousands of hours, depending on how much you edit. So next up is a feature that is insanely useful if you are doing shorts. It's turning these transcripts into captions, right? Now, it's very straightforward. Your entire video is going to be transcripted from the very start as soon as you open up Premiere Pro. For the most part, I find it to be pretty good, but if not, you can just click through. It'll bring you to that point in the timeline. You can hear what you said, and you can color up. When your captions are ready, when you like go through them, what you can then do is click up on these 3 dots up here and then create captions. Now, it'll bring up this menu, but if I were you, I would drop it down, and I do not recommend you use these settings. They're really ugly. So what I would do first is I always change it to single lines down the bottom here, and I typically change it to 20 something because I typically work on shorts when I do captions, but 25 is fine. Minimum duration, I'll do 2 or maybe even 1.5, and the rest I will just keep as is. Now, create those captions, and as you can see, your entire video has captions. So if you want to change your captions, what you got to do is select every single one of them, open up the properties window, and then over here, as you can see, you can change the font size, you can change the font, and all the other normal boring settings that aren't AI related, which is why I won't show you them anymore. By the way, if you're watching this video, you're clearly interested in editing with AI because you see where the trend is going. You know you're going to get replaced if you don't, right? If that's you, and if you want to learn more about AI and video editing, I actually have an entire course on AI mastery specifically for editors right here in Demon Bootcamp. We have so much other stuff apart from just AI mastery. I mean, as I previously teased, we're dropping an entire course on how I actually landed video IQ as a client. But look, if you're interested, just check it out, link below, whatever. Let's get back to Adobe. Right now, we basically have an enhanced audio, we have captions, and we have a color corrected footage, and we also trimmed the entire video. So what next? Now it's time to add some music. So let's open up Epidemic Sound, and I'm just going to add some basic electronic beat. So now that I added the music, let's go up to the window, workspaces, and let's change to audio. And as you can see, my audio finishes right here, and it's a bit of a problem because I only have about 30 seconds left. So I could obviously, duplicate the track, whatever, but instead of doing that, another tactic we can use is hover over here above Ripple Edit tool, click and hold with your left mouse, and go up here to Remix tool. And now with this, we can extend the audio to finish at the end where our clip should finish. And as you can see, it's analyzing, and as you can see, it extended it with AI. All of this was AI generated, and it's the same audio track.
Opportunities for you to actually
This is where it should end.
Oh, and as a bonus,
I run a video and it just starts again, right? Because it analyzed the track, how it fits, etc, etc. There's honestly a super handy tool that's pretty hidden in Adobe. Now obviously this tool down here is a lot more popular mainly because it's so visible, it's just a big purple button. But the main use case I've always used this for is for stock footage, when you want to extend the stock footage just by a few frames and it's not working. In the past you would have to, you know, right click, go to speed duration and turn down the clip or extend duration. But now we don't have the problem anymore because what we can do is click on this big purple button and extend the clip by a few seconds, let it generate. And this is exactly what you need to know how to use AI as an editor, because these are the little things that are slowly becoming more and more popular that make your edits so much better, so much more expensive, save you a bunch of time. There's so many advantages to using AI as a video editor. I think the editors that don't use any AI or aren't even aware that AI is going to take their position, either A, ignorant, or B, just plain stupid. So don't be one of them and actually start adapting AI to your workflow. But this obviously takes a bit longer than the music generation because we're basically generating a video based on the last frame. So it's like an image to video. So as you can see, this ending down here is AI generated. Let's see how it looks like. I mean, that's pretty good, bro, especially at the very end. I might add a fade to that and you would never even be able to tell us AI generated. It's an absolutely crazy world we're actually getting into right now, guys. So yeah, I mean, look at this. It's fully AI generated. It even got my little flick of the wrist, you know? So with the generative extend tool, by the way, you can extend 10 seconds for audio and 2 seconds for video, or 2 seconds for both. So you can actually extend both audio and video as well. Okay, this next part is something that, again, I don't see anybody covering, and it is super useful if you're working with a lot of music and dialogue. So for starters, what you want to do is open up Essential Sound, and then let's just click on our dialogue over here. As you can see, we want to make sure firstly that our dialogue is actually labeled dialogue up here, which should be done by AI automatically, and our music down here is labeled music, right? So then in the Essential Sound panel, if we actually scroll down, you can see this setting called ducking down here. Essentially what this does is it lowers and raises the audio levels depending on whether or not the dialogue is talking, right? So let's say if you want to turn up the music when nobody's talking and turn down the music when somebody is talking, that is what this tool does. It is unbelievable. So I'm going to go to this moment over here where I don't do any talking just to show it as an example. So what we want to do is enable ducking first of all, and we're going to hover over the dialogue and click on duck against dialogue clips. And I'm just going to do an extreme example, just going to do minus 32 dB with a 6 sensitivity, and over here you can choose the fade as well. And then when that's ready, you can click on generate keyframes. But first let me show you what this actually sounds like before. There will be work opportunities for you to say. Pretty standard stuff, right? So let's go back on here, let's click on generate keyframes, and now as you can see, we have extreme examples of the song being turned up at moments where there's no dialogue. So let's see. I run an editing agency, so there will be work opportunities for you inside. Oh, and so obviously the fade is a bit long, but that's something you can customize, you can turn down. Guys, this is perfect for stuff like montages or vlogs. Like for example, if you have like a bunch of clips, 2 of which are talking, and instead of manually just adjusting those clips, you can now click on one button, generate the entire audio, and it'll actually do everything for you. This is insane. It's amazing how quickly these AI tools are evolving, and you really need to be on the cutting edge to make the most use out of it. And you also constantly got to be learning, which is why you should also subscribe, by the way. It helps the channel a lot, and you'll stay up to date with all these tools, save yourself countless hours, and make more money video editing. Anyway, let's move on to the next AI feature that I love. And just like with the captions, this one is helpful for short form, right? Firstly, go up here to sequence, and then down the very bottom, you have auto reframe sequence. So just click on that. You can change the sequence name if you want, motion tracking, yada yada. But the main setting we're looking at is target aspect ratio, which we're going to change to vertical 9:16 and click on create. So now what this done is this basically not only changed the sequence settings, like you can basically do manually up here in sequence settings, right? This also motion tracked my face automatically to stay in frame. As you can see, I slightly move right and left, and it's motion tracked with my face. This is fucking unreal. So you can see where this is going, guys. Like, I'm basically editing an entire video with only using AI. I've done 0 editing on this so far. I literally just used AI. I cut out all the gaps. I added music. I changed the level of music. I added captions. I reframed it into a vertical format. I mean, think of where this is going to be in like 2 or 3 years. It's not even that far away. And think of the amount of jobs that are going to be lost because people don't adapt. That is, by the way, why I'm so passionate about making an entire AI course, because I know where this is headed. It's not just another editing course. I'm trying to teach you to stay ahead of the game, learn how to actually land the top 1% clients like I did with the likes of VidIQ, for example, and many of my other 50 plus clients that I've landed, charge high prices for them, and then edit using AI tools so you can edit a bunch of videos, make a lot of money, and stay ahead of the game, right? Unbelievable. These tools are amazing. And one last tool I do want to show you, by the way, which is absolutely OP when you're editing videos that have already been edited. So for example, you can see all of these have cuts, right? When you right click and you go to scene edit detection, it detects a scene change, right? This could be from, you know, full screen to, for example, a webcam in the corner or anything, right? What you want to do is apply a cut at each detected cut point. That's the only checkbox you want to have, and then click on analyze. It's going to analyze your entire sequence or your entire video, and it's going to create cuts for you at every single scene change. But yeah, as you can see, we have cuts at every single transition over here. It's pretty sick. But look, even if you don't want to join the MM Bootcamp, that's totally fine. All I ask is you subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to learn more about AI in video editing, I highly recommend you watch this video. This tool is absolutely amazing. And if you enjoyed this video, you are going to love this video. It goes over how to actually generate images and assets and videos as a video editor for your assets. This tool has all different models. It's honestly such a good video, and it's only a 10-minute watch. Watch it at double speed. It's 5 minutes of your time. And again, just like you did with this video, you'll save yourself a bunch of time by watching that video next. But yeah, if you are serious about editing, by the way, I do highly suggest you join the MM Bootcamp. Link is right here. Take care.